With these terms in mind, we can move on to discuss how to use the yearbook. The Seed Savers Exchange Yearbook is available in two formats, a searchable online database and a printed book. Though their content is identical, the two formats allow members to search for and request varieties in different ways. First, we'll focus on the printed yearbook. The print format yearbook is updated and published annually. It is one of 4 publications sent to our members each year. Searching for varieties in the printed yearbook is similar to searching for varieties in other printed catalogs. Varieties are listed alphabetically by plant type and subtype. Let's go through the process of searching for and requesting seeds in the printed yearbook. We'll use beans as our first example. The table of contents here shows that beans are separated into bush and pole habits, then further distinguished as being dry, snap, or wax beans. We'll search for a dry bean with a bush habit. On the screen is a sample of listings found in the 2011 yearbook. There are 5 bean varieties. Let's look at the amethyst bean. It was offered by one member in Colorado who offered this variety as a has availability. He then provided a short description of the variety. The Anasazi bean variety was offered by multiple members. These codes can be looked up in the listed members section of the yearbook for details regarding the member's location and growing practices. You will notice that each member had their own description of the same variety. Some members choose not to include variety descriptions, such as Grant. You will also note that most of the members offered the Anasazi bean as has availability, meaning they had enough seeds to fill at least 10 requests from listed or non-listed members, while member NYVAB had a limited quantity of seeds that were available only to listed members. Many listings include the seed source after the word from. Still looking at NYVAB, we see that his seeds were acquired from an SSE member in Indiana in the 2004 Seed Savers Exchange Yearbook. Some sources include the abbreviation CV along with a code. CV stands for commercial variety and indicates that the seed was originally obtained from a commercial source. A comprehensive list of the commercial source codes can be found in the back of the yearbook. These codes are used to save space in the print copy of the yearbook and are taken from the Garden Seed Inventory, which was published by SSE. Using that key, we can determine that the member in Washington received his seeds from Abundant Life Seed Foundation in 1990. It can be interesting to trace a seed origin through the yearbook using the source information. We can see, for example, that Grant Olson of Wisconsin received the Anasazi bean seed from Will Bonzel of Maine in 2010 and offered seed from the plants he grew over the summer. While paging through the yearbook, it is helpful to keep a list of the varieties you are interested in, their page numbers, and the members who are offering them. Having decided on the Anasazi bean, I flip to the listed members section to decide which member I would like to request seeds from. As you may remember, Grant Olson of Wisconsin uses organic growing methods and owns a small family farm. Also, Wisconsin is closer to Iowa than Maine, New York, or Washington, and the climate should be similar to that of Decorah. These are items to take into consideration when choosing which member to request seed from. Talking about bean varieties, I remember one of the first years I was at Seed Savers Exchange, I helped with the bean harvest. All the different varieties had dried and were in individual paper bags. While the pods looked very similar, all shriveled and brown or tan, I was truly amazed by all the different colors of the seeds, and some had spots or stripes. I think that was when I realized the real importance of maintaining this wonderful genetic diversity.
We're going to go through one more example, this time using corn. I want to just mention too, if anyone has questions, in the bottom right hand corner of your screen there's a Q&A box, and if you do have a question you can type it in there and we'll try to get to them at a couple different times during the presentation. For the corn varieties on screen, these are all popcorn varieties here, and corn separated into dent corn, flint corn, flour corn, popcorn, sweet corn, and other species. If you notice the listed member code in the variety smoke signals, it's IA SSE HF, and that stands for Iowa Seed Savers Exchange Heritage Farm. Every variety offered by Seed Savers Exchange has an accession number associated with it. At the end of our listing for smoke signals, notice the phrase SSE Corn 806. If you're requesting seeds from Heritage Farm, it is important to include this number on the seed request form. The main focus of Seed Savers Exchange has always been and will always be our yearbook. The central collection at Heritage Farm is a backup for our listed members' efforts because that membership continuously rolls over. Seed Savers Exchange's Heritage Farm is a major listed member in the yearbook. We only list recently grown seeds from the central collection that are not being listed by our other members in the current yearbook. So for example, this year we were ready to list nearly 2,300 varieties, but when we deleted everything being offered by other members, that number dropped down to 1,700. We do not want to detract in any way from the exchange that's going on between our members, and we're using Heritage Farm's listing only as a means of distributing the unique varieties that we have in our collection.
Now that we've chosen our varieties from the printed yearbook, we can fill out a seed request form. These forms can be found in the back of the printed yearbook as well as with the online yearbook. You must fill out a separate seed request form for each listed member you are contacting. If you request seeds from 8 different members, you will fill out 8 different forms. Feel free to include more varieties on another sheet. Begin by addressing the listed member and indicating your own member status. We'll assume non-listed status for this example. Listed members should provide their listed member code in the space provided. Remember that only listed members are allowed to order limited quantity or must reoffer items. Next, fill in the plant type, variety name, seed availability, and price. When requesting seeds from the Heritage Farm collection, such as the Smoke Signals popcorn, be sure to include the accession number. The Seed Savers Exchange suggested prices are listed in the lower right-hand corner of the seed request form, but remember that listed members may set their own prices. Be sure to check for possible price differences in the listed members section. To determine which seeds are large, small, or non-seeds, check the table of contents and all the plant type headings throughout the book. Let's request 5 varieties from Grant Olson in Wisconsin. Notice that the black raspberry is priced according to the prices outlined in his listed member's profile rather than the SSE suggested prices. Write the total cost in the space provided. Again, check the member profile to see if there is a preferred method of payment or a deadline for requesting seeds other than June 1st or a specific time of the year requests are filled. Listed members will sometimes indicate how often they fill requests. SSE suggests that requests are filled within 1 month from their receipt. Finally, provide the address you'd like your order sent to. Including a phone number or email address can speed up the process if there are questions regarding a request. Include the payment and mail